Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Week 1 edition of the Border NFL Gurus Commissioner's Address, live from beautiful Regina, Saskatchewan. As usual, I am your host and trusted commissioner, and yeah, you know what? Heck of a Week 1. We had some monster performances from a lot of the usual suspects, but some not so usual. So, you know what? Hell, let's dive right into her, and welcome back. I hope everybody enjoyed their first week of NFL football. I know I sure did. So, let's go ahead and dive right into Rogers-Dodgers versus Vic this. Rogers-Dodgers picking up the win here, 136 to 124. Now, I'm not going to lie, thought when Rogers-Dodgers took a linebacker with, like, their fourth-round pick, which is fucked up. I've never seen that before. But, I mean, I thought it was going to be a long season for him. But lo and behold, even with a poor performance from Aaron Rodgers, he managed to pull it to win here. And not a bad point total. And he even had a receiver leave early, Mike Williams from the Chargers. But he was led by Amari Cooper, Derrick Henry with that monster game against the Browns. Delanie Walker, old man Walker, put up 2 TDs for the Titans in that blowout against the Browns as well. And his linebacker put up 13, so it doesn't look so dumb yet, but we got a lot of football left. Vic this led by Mahomes, Chris Carson, and not a lot else going on that roster. A solid performance. It sucks to put up $124 and lose, but I digress. It is what it is. And Craig moves to 1-0 and Derek drops to 1-1. Let's slide over to Joe Buck Yourself versus Hanging with Hernandez. Hanging with Hernandez with a monster game. 157 to Joe Buck Yourself's 107. Nice showing. Hanging with Hernandez led by Dak Prescott, who had a good game against a terrible-looking Giants defense. Keenan Allen had a nice day. T.Y., nice day, 20 points. Kamara, 16. Ingram, 22. Yeah, his offense showed up. And Joe Buck Yourselves did not, unfortunately. Aside from Deshaun Watson, my kicker is my second highest scorer. So that happens. She's pretty tough to win. Regardless, Hanging with Hernandez moving up to 1-0, and Joe Buck Yourself dropping down to 0-1. Moving over to Billy Large versus Clug the Plug. Clug the Plug edged him out here by 6 points, 130 to 124. Clug the Plug led by, I think, a surprise showing from Lamar Jackson in that beatdown of Miami. How fucking bad is Miami going to be this year? Oh, boy. 59-10. 5 TDs, 324 yards. A flawless day for Lamar Jackson. Billy led by Carson Wentz. Le'Veon had a decent day outside of that. The linebacker put up 21. It's respectable. Yeah, not a lot going on the offensive side of the ball for Billy either. But Clug the Plug picking up the win on that one. So he moves up to 1-0. Billy drops down to 0-1. Moving over to Skull versus Rosterbation. Rosterbation taking the win here, 132 to 114, handily taking this one. McCaffrey, 32.9. That guy is just an absolute animal. That whole Panthers offense goes through him, and he looks good. Drew Brees, 24. Evan Ingram had a nice day with 17.6. And moving over to Iggy, Team Skull, his running backs, hell of a day. Marlon Mack with 25, Dalvin Cook with 24. He's looking pretty stacked at the running back position. The receiver position not looking so strong, though, and he lost Nick Foles to the IR, broken collarbone. So, again, Rosterbation 132, Skull 114. Rosterbation 2 1-0, and Skull down to 0-1. Moving over to the I guess, snooze fest, we could call it. Panty Raiders versus Suck My Ditka. Neither team cracks 100. Pretty embarrassing, actually. But Suck My Ditka takes this one 97-87. Led by DeAndre Hopkins and CJ Mosley, actually. There's a few big linebacker performances this week. Rest of our offense, relatively quiet. Panty Raiders did make it interesting with Tyrell Williams in that Monday Nighter against Denver. Guy looks good. He looks real good. So he was led by Tyrell, and his linebackers had a couple nice days, 10-9. But either way, Suck My Ditka moving up to 1-0. Panty Raiders dropping down to 0-1. And last but not least, Danny chucking TDs versus Race Finkles. Danny chucking TDs, picking up the win. First ever fantasy matchup. Well done. Well done. 122-98. Led by Tom Brady, Saquon Barkley, and Greg the Legs Zuerlein. And Race Finkles led by Josh Jacobs. That kid looks good. Oakland running back, and David Johnson. Harrison Smith had a nice day for him too. Outside of that, not a lot going on. Decided to go with Mayfield, and I mean, in week 1, what the hell, right? Who knows? But so you know what? Let's move over to our Jackass of the Week. And our Jackass of the Week this week is going to go to Race Finkles. For none other reason than you lost to a fantasy rookie. And not only lost, you lost by 24. So it's rough. Someone had to wear it. I guess it was just your lucky week, bud. So moving over to our blowout of the week. That belongs to Joe Buck yourself, who got thoroughly pumped by 49 points to Hanging with Hernandez. So let's hope that's the end of that. Yeah, we don't need another performance like that. But looking ahead to week 2, I mean, we did have a couple injuries. I mean, the Nick Foles injury, which, you know, could affect Iggy going forward. Don't know yet, but not a lot of key injuries so far in week 1. But we do have Joe Buck yourself playing Skull. Billy Large is going to face off against the Panty Raiders, and Hanging with Hernandez is going to face Race Finkel, see if he can keep that hot streak going. Clug the Plug versus Rogers Dodgers, that should be a dandy. It's projected for a 1-point difference, so that should be a heck of a game. We got Roster Bashan versus Danny Chuck and TDs. Danny Chuck and heavy favorite in that one, so we'll see what happens. And Suck My Ditka facing off against Vic this. So yeah, welcome back, everyone. It's good to be back, and best of luck with the rest of the year. Keep playing that wire. All hail the commish.